Well, good morning, YouTube. Lofty's here again. Been down to Ocean Motorrad down at Penryn, Falmouth. Picked up this little beauty. What do you think? 2025 Bmw R12 GS. That's G with a slash and an S. Brand new for this year. If you're interested in seeing Lofty ride the 2025 R12 GS, you stick around. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, here we are, YouTube. We're at Ocean again. Look at that lovely NT. But again, look at this. R12 GS. How good does that look? Come on, let's have a ride. Okay, so that's novel, isn't it? You switch it on and it says to start, activate the clutch. You pull the clutch in, press the start button and bingo. What do you think of the new dash? Looks quite nice, doesn't it? I'll just let the rev settle. There we go. Typical BM, they give you this over rev about 2200 and then they settle to about 14. Okay, let's go ride. Okay, so we're away. As you know, I am the proud owner of a 2016 BMW R9T Scrambler. And this is the new derivative, the R12 GS. Now, it's a lot like my Scrambler in the respects that it's like a semi-off-road, faux-looking Scrambler type bike. The difference is, although it's the newer model, it's the same engine, slightly less power, they have actually raised the seat height considerably. The pegs are comfy. I'm 6'5", as you know. And it's a much taller bike, longer suspension all round. Like the rest of the R12 models, they've addressed the fact that the battery is no longer under the tank. And there's a nice remote preload adjuster, easy to get to on the right hand side. The engine's very smooth. It's a lot slicker. You can tell it's, although the same engine as mine, it's a lot more modern. Anyway, here we go. We're going to have a razz up the lane and we'll have a look at it up by the Agile. Yeah, comfy. I feel like I'm on a big tall bike, like it is. Yeah, it's nice. The seat is definitely slightly wider than my R90. Slightly wider. As I say, I've got the tall seat on mine. It's not bad. It's fairly comfortable. I know some people groan about them. I don't mind a bench seat. I grew up on Africa Twins. But this is nice. It's in the proper colours. I think this will be the seller. They've got the red frame with that like sandy colour. I ain't so keen on it. Personally, that's only my personal opinion, I just love this red, white and blue. I think it's great. We've got all the modern extras. You can have a quick shifter. You get the choice of this Digi Dash. It's a nice dash, I like it. Some people prefer clocks, I like it. They've actually put a powerlet socket and a USB socket on now, which is fantastic. The accessory phone mount's been put on. Yeah, it's got this little Dicky Urban GS styling headlamp cowl. It's great. Yeah, they've smoothed the engine out quite a lot. It's quite surprising. I'll see what it's like at stationary when I just give it a bit of a blip. To be honest, I've noticed a couple of positions by the rear foot pegs for having bungees on. I should imagine if you put a tail rack on, whether BM are going to make one or whether Touratech will, somebody will make a tail rack so you can put a roll bag or something on. I wouldn't really fancy throwovers. The pipe's still probably too high, but the tail bag, I think you could tour on it. It's certainly comfortable enough. Feels like a bit of a gel type seat. It's really nice. Handling's beautiful. You look where you want to go, and that's where it goes. Really nice. quick shifter works well. Of course, we've got cruise control, fly-by-wire throttle. We've got the lot on this, you know. This has got the lot. Gives it a bit of a price, though. I think they come up with about 16 grand or something like that. You know, in this spec, it's quite a lot of money in it. Anyway, here we go. Bit of a jump from first to second. Second to third's not too bad. We'll stay in third round this bend. It's quite a short bend. Holding a nice line. Bit of rev. Lovely gear change. Yeah, that's good. Bit of breakage. Brakes are nice. Very nice. The gear lever's set for a big boot. So if you're going to put off-road boots on, it's set up quite nicely. Here we go. If you do want to use the clutch, it's pretty light. Can't fault the clutch. Couple of tasty little bends coming up here now. Here we go. Yeah, that's nice, holds a good line. So we're going to pop in the haggle and have a look at it. See what you think. I'll see you in a minute. Okay then, YouTube. Straight away, as soon as you stand next to it, it feels a bigger bike. I'm just not even touching it, and I'm just know it's a bigger bike than my R9T Scrambler. Have a look. So I'm 6'5", I'm flat-footed, I'm actually touching the seat. It's pretty high. It's manageable, very easy to ride. So let's drop it on the side stand. As you can see, I'm right in the cutaway. I wouldn't want to be any longer in the leg, but you can slide back slightly or you can come forward slightly. But it fits me, that fits. I can have toes on, balls on, heels on, whatever you want. It fits. As I say, it's a big bike. Does feel a lot more substantial than the old one. And of course, the engine's much smoother. Anyway, let's have a quick look at it and I'll show you the clocks. Okay, let's have a quick walk around. What do you think? Looks slick, doesn't it? Nice big knobbly tyres. Well, they're Aniki's. Aniki Adventures. As you can see, the shock absorber assembly is slightly different. Back end slightly different. I like the fact that it's got slightly wider section there with the light underneath the tail. Nice. There's the preload adjuster I mentioned. It's quite good, isn't it? Let's have a look at that frontal view. Upside down forks, of course. LED lighting all round. Quite good looking, isn't it? Let's have a look at the clocks. As with the norm now, we've got the button on the side. BMW Le Motorrad. Make life a ride. Now, this is quite strange. We've still got a switch. No, it's not an ignition switch. It's the only time you need the key. It is for the steering lock. As I say, this has got the little digi-dash on. Some people have the round clocks. To be fair, if you want one of these pretty quickly, most of them have got the digi-dash. It's quite a long wait if you want the clocks, but that's something else. So coming out, we've got the generic BMW mirrors. Coming down, span adjustable, fly-by-wire, on-off, mode button, start-stop, coming across. We've got adjustable forks, preload and rebound. We've got this little phone holder. Doesn't open that wide, to be fair, but I think it'll fit most phones. That's what it's for. On the other side, we've got the same old generic mirrors, hydraulic span adjustable clutch, cruise control, heated grips, hazard warning. We got some sort of mode button, and I think that's for the suspension. And we got an indicator, and of course the horn. That's not like the RT horn, is it? It's a bit of a pip-pip. Right, let's start her up. It's warm, so it'll settle pretty quickly. Here we go. This is from the cockpit. Okay. I'll just let you watch that. Watch the torque. Can you see it rocking? Rocking from side to side. Let's have a listen at the pipe. It's on the left-hand side, of course. Have a listen. Actually, the pipe itself's not that loud. A lot of the noise is coming from the airbox and the engine. So let's give it its full title and read the specs out. Right, to give it its full title, it is the 2025 BMW R12 GS. Good looker, good looker. I like the red seat. There are different seats, from quite a low up to quite a high. This one's, I think this is the standard seat. As you can see, there's a bit of a dip, but the high seat's got more of a flatness to it. So it's the old favourite, venerable 1170 air oil-cooled twin cylinder, or boxer as we know it, 109 brake horsepower bike, which is slightly lower than the original model at 7,400 revs and 85 foot-pounds at 6,500 revs. They've upped the finish, to be fair. I like the new cylinder heads. In fact, I like everything about it. This is probably, for me, by far the best looking R12. The standard R12, I ain't very keen on the R12 Cruiser thing. I think it's awful. That's my personal opinion. This is a man-sized bike, and it looks like a bike, and it rides like a bike, and it is a beautiful looking bike. 6-speed shaft drive, 15.5 litres of fuel, and quite a light 229 kilos wet. Fabulous. So as I said, the ride heights, 860 to 875 with the Enduro Pro Edition. Now, the Enduro Pro, they alter slightly things. You get another mode, slightly more aggressive tyres, whatever, and the seat's taller. But this is a standard seat at 860, so it's a fairly tall bike. Let's have a look at the front end. So what do you think of them upside downers? They're lovely, ain't they? We're running a 1990-21 Anarchy Adventure tyre, which is plenty good enough for sort of general purpose, fire lanes, fire tracks, whatever you want to call it, dry green lanes. There wouldn't be much good in the wet. The 45mm tellies look super, don't they? And we've got two 310mm discs with a 2-piston standard floating Brembo caliper. Does the job. I don't think there's much, the radials are that much better, especially, it's not to do with weight. At this weight, the brakes are great. Let's have a look at the rear, and we've got the preload adjuster just there, which is dead easy to get to. We've got a 150/70/17, or on the Enduro Pro, a 150/70/18. So with the taller seat and the 18-inch rim, it doesn't half make the bike feel even taller. Fabulous. We've got a paralever monoshock suspension, which is beautiful. There it is. It's slightly more at an angle than the old R90. It's probably over at about 30-40 degrees. Not bad. What would you pay for this bike? Basic, with nothing on it, the bike nobody buys, £14,420. The top of the range Enduro Pro with everything on, 17.5 grand. I'm going to say that quick. Did you hear me? 17.5. 17.5. That's a lot, isn't it? For a naked bike. Scrambler. The Triumph undercuts it by about 2.5 grand, 3 grand. It's a much, much cheaper bike. But I've got to say, I think this is better looking. What do you think? Okay, YouTube, welcome back. I'll just shut my visor down. Up the lane we go. Yeah, it's a nice bike, this. It's one of those bikes that you just get on and ride. Okay, so we're going to go up through maybe Burnt House, out onto the Truro Road. I'll go down the island first, and then we'll give it a bit of thrash. I'll just negotiate this nasty little junction. It's a horrible junction. Round to the right, then back up to the left. There we go. We're in a 20 zone. So just drop the cruise on. So, BMW cruise controls, absolutely wonderful. Probably as good a cruise control as there is on any bike. You can use it in second gear and upwards, from 20 mile an hour upwards. Absolutely sublime. You can even change gear and the cruise stays on. How about that? Marvellous. Okay, we're rolling. How about that? So here's the island. I'm going to go all the way round. One thing I really do like about this bike is the tank's just the right width to tuck your knees in and grip the tank. It works really, really well. You've got to stop, mate. White van man, don't want to stop. Wants to keep coming, try and kill you. Even when you've got your indicators out and you're actually on the island. But still, it's not worth worrying about, is it? So as I say, cruise control's great. Ergonomics, super. Knees tucked in, nice and comfortable. Modes. So we got, let's just try it. We got road mode, enduro mode, and rain mode. Now, on the posh one, the Enduro Pro, you do get an Enduro Pro mode. Does that sound good? So you get an 18-inch rear and you get an extra mode. But of course, the price goes up accordingly. Anyway, we'll clear this junction and I'll get back to you. Fantastic for filtering on. Just nip down the outside, away you go. And just be careful here, it's not the nicest of islands. They tend to come all the way round on you. Another one who don't want to stop. Right, so we've negotiated the island. We're actually in a national, going down into Pernaworthal. It's not the best of roads, double whites everywhere. Very few overtaking opportunities. I'm just going to drop the cruise on it, about 35 mile an hour, and relax. I'll catch you up in a minute. So the trick about changing gears with the cruise control, so long as you don't touch the brake, the throttle or the clutch, and you use the quick shifter, the cruise control stays engaged. I think that's brilliant. So I'm in fifth. I just auto blip down to fourth, auto blip down to third. I'm still doing the same speed. Up, 2 gears. I'm in 6th gear, doing 40 odd mile an hour. They really have got this engine sussed. They've got it sorted. They've been making it a long time, don't forget. This air-oiled, cooled version from around the 2008 era, it's been well sorted. Each time they update it into the next incarnation, they get it better and better and better. In some ways, I think I prefer this engine over the water-cooled, you know, the WC engine. And I'm not a massive fan of the 1300. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice engine. I just think it's a bit more sanitised. It's a lot sprightlier. A lot of people say, what's the point in buying this old technology? It's only 100 brake horsepower. Why don't they put the 1250 engine in? Why don't they put the 1300? That's not what this bike's about. This bike's more about home customisation, simple, back to basics. Okay, it's got modes, it's got a cruise control, it's got a whiz wheel as well, it's got a bit of everything, but it's back to basics biking. You ain't got to worry about all the connectivity nonsense and all that rubbish. You just get on the bike, start it up and go for a raz, which is where I think this bike's at. I really do like it. It's like a grown-up version of mine. Anyway, when we get into 50, I'll give it a raz up the hill, show you what it's like on a dual carriageway. How about that? They've got the fueling sorted. We're in 6th gear doing 40 mile an hour on the cruise. It's brilliant, isn't it? Let's drop it back a bit more because they're slowing down slightly. Here we go, 35 mile an hour, 6th gear. The fueling is impeccable. How good's that? Ought to blip a couple of times. Such an easy bike to ride. Okay, here we are. Canongate roundabout. It's 50 now, it's 50 just after, and it drops into a national 70 mile an hour about halfway up. So here we go. We're in 2nd gear. I think he's going all the way around in the Audi, isn't he? Oh no, he's going our way. So here we go, second gear up the hill. And this is a much steeper hill than it looks. Right up to 50. So we're doing 50 mile an hour, we're in third gear. I'm going to knock it into fourth. We're going to do a 50 mile an hour roll on in fourth gear. Okay, we're nearly there. Here we go, roll on. Right, that was fourth gear, straight up to 70. Absolute doddle. No worries at all. Knock it in top. I know I keep saying it, but I just really love this cruise control. It's so useful with the blipper. Works great. Here we are, pulling. It's pulling like a train. So we're approaching the island at top of Carden Downs. Drop the speed down. Here we go. Are we cleared? No, there's one on the island. There we go. Round. All the way round. All the way round. Yeah. The more you ride it, the more you get used to the handling. So second gear. Auto blip. There we go, wonderful. Now, I'm getting a fair amount of wind blast on my torso, on my shoulders, on my head, but I'm getting no nasty buffeting, none whatsoever. It's really nice. I could probably put up with this on the motorway for probably an hour, and I wouldn't be too worried. It's got this little dicky screen, a bit like on the Urban GS. It's okay, I'm not sure. I don't think it makes much difference putting my hand on it just to see extra deflection, so probably making it bigger won't help. And of course, if you put a bigger screen on, it's dropping into the 50. If you put a bigger screen on, you lose the looks, don't you? Anyway, we're going to nibble it back down in the 50, through Powderworthil again, and I'm going to take a left and go down the lanes. Give you a bit of lanes action. Typical BMW shaft-driven quick shifter. By the time you get to third gear, it works amazing. First to second can be a bit clunky. Second to third can be a bit clunky, but the clutch is lovely, as you can see. Ever so light. Beautiful. I do like this bike. Have I said that? As Lofty said that once. I do like this bike. I'm so comfortable on it. The ergos really fit me. 6'5", 16.5 stone. Mega comfy. Nice big tall seat. I should imagine if you have the Enduro Pro with the 18-inch, just jacks the back end up that little bit more, makes the steering a little bit more accurate, a bit quicker. I bet that is good. But you're talking 17.5 grand for a fully laden, fully loaded R12 GS with the Enduro Plus. The other thing I was going to mention while I'm talking to you is I rode this bike yesterday and I'm riding it again today. I do like it. I like it that much. I'm riding it twice. But just before I took it out yesterday, Dave the Cornish Rottweiler, as he's known on Instagram, he took it out, come back and ordered one. Chap took it out this morning. It wasn't due to go out till this afternoon. I said to Dave, can I have the bike? He said, somebody needs it for 3 o'clock. I said, I'll be there for 12:30, don't worry. Anyway, somebody took it out this morning, ordered one. That's literally 2 test rides, 2 days, they both ordered one. So far, it appears everybody's ordering the white one. These are going to sell out quick. If you want one of these in white with the red and blue, I'd get you ordering, because I haven't, well, Dave said nobody's actually ordered the sandy coloured one yet. I'm not keen on that colour, to be fair. But nobody's ordered the black one. The black's nice, but this white stands out, doesn't it? Here we go up the hill again. These back lanes, they're not the best of lanes, but it's just goes to show how versatile and how quick handling this bike can be. I love it. I came up here on the RT about half the speed. Yeah, this bike is certainly a good bike for Cornwall. if you want to ride in the lanes or in the hills, have a bit of fun, you know, up to 60, 70 mile an hour, this bike is just awesome. It doesn't go quicker, of course. Anyway, up to the junction, we're going to take a left and a right. All clear. I'll do a brake test. Okay, we're doing 40 mile an hour, back brake. Yeah, that's okay, not too bad. A little bit of a skip, nothing much, okay. Here we go, back up to 40 again. Nobody behind. Front brake. A lot of fork dive, little bit of a skid where the ABS came in, not bad though. So here we do, don't forget this is downhill, we're doing 40, 43 mile an hour. Emergency stop. Yeah, a bit of a pulse through the handlebars, not bad. Good brakes. You know, they're good brakes. You don't need radials to stop a motorbike. Don't forget, this is only about 220 kilos. It's not a heavy bike in comparison to a fully laden GS or GSA or the RT. The RT, it's a bit like the Millennium Falcon. I did call it the Titanic. I said to somebody, it's a bit like the Titanic. Anyway, let's stand up, see what it's like standing up. We're doing 45, fourth gear. Yeah, it's really comfortable. I've got my knees clamped on the tank. Absolutely no worries at all. Might need probably a riser on for off-roading when you're standing up if you're my size, but to be honest, it feels pretty comfortable. Here we go, there's nobody about, I'm just going to pull over. Yes, there's an old. Can you see? There's nobody about, it's all clear. So I'll just ease the throttle there, look at that. Starts to flash, away it goes. That's one thing they really have sorted out over the years. I can remember when they first put it on the GS's about 8-9 years back, and everybody was kangarooing around having all sorts of problems. They're brilliant now. They are absolutely brilliant. So we'll give that quick shifter a bit of a going up the hill. I just want to show you how good it is. Here we are, national. Give it a squeeze. How about that? You won't get no smoother than that, will you? Cracking quick shifter. Well, we're nearly back. I'm going to say thank you to David and Chris down at BMW Motorrad Prandarin for letting me have the bike. And Lofty really does like this bike. It's a massive, massive thumbs up from Lofty. So I'll just get down the hill and I'll have a bit of a chat about pricing. Yeah, we're going to wrap up now, but I just wanted to put this in at the end of the video. So you might say 17.5 grand for an R12 GS Enduro Pro. So what's the difference between buying a 2021 R9T Urban Pro, a Scrambler, you know, the Urban Pro, the tall one? Well, to be honest, looks-wise, I don't think there's a lot of difference. You can probably pick up a later one with the modes, fly-by-wire throttle, cruise control, 9-10 grand. 800 quid for a longer shock, about 800-900 quid for some forks, longer forks of course. So all of a sudden you've got a taller bike which looks very, very similar, and you've spent less than 12 grand. I don't know, it's up to you where you spend your money. You know, I don't really know, but you could buy a second-hand, very low mileage one, 9-10 grand, spend 2 grand on it, and you've got something similar. The engines are the same. There's very, very little difference between the later fly-by-wire bikes and the earlier bikes with throttle cables. Of course, mine's a Scrambler, which I've raised the seat, lowered the pegs. Mine's got throttle cables. There's no cruise or nothing on mine, no quick shifter. So really, Don't get me wrong, if you can afford 17.5 grand a brand new bike, this bike is fabulous. I mean, fabulous. But not everybody wants to spend that sort of money on a brand new bike. So for 12 grand, Urban GS, suspension sort, bingo, away you go. Anyway, have you enjoyed the video? If you've enjoyed this video from the Lofty Biker and you'd like to see more videos, click on the like, subscribe, ring that little bell, ask me a question. You know I'm only too pleased to answer. And yeah, if I had the money, I'd buy one of these. I love it. I absolutely love it. Anyway, we're nearly back. We're nearly back at Penryn. Okay, here we are. So, this is the Lofty Biker saying ta-ra for now. Ta-ra.